Hey everybody, this is Moss Jackson, psychologist and success coach, welcoming you to Mondays with Moss, a weekly video program looking at how to live an extraordinary life, a life of success, accomplishment, and happiness. So I'm sitting here on the deck of my beach house down in Brigantine, feeling a little sad, a little apprehensive, but also excited about getting back and starting my fall schedule. I really love the summer, and the summer's been exquisite. It's been extraordinary, actually. I've been living an extraordinary, wonderful summer. So I want to welcome you back. This will be a video post, even though it's Labor Day Monday. Some of you may not be thinking first thing on your mind to open up a video and take a look at me and listen to what I have to say. But if you happen to catch it, hope you enjoyed today's video. It's part of a series that I've been doing lately on how people go through life. Basically, the premise is the story in your mind, the story in your mind, the stories we tell ourselves that we come to believe and that come to dominate our life. So the last few weeks, I've been looking at how people go through life, either as victims, survivors, or navigators. And last week, I talked about beginning a formula for how to create a structure, a strategy to really move from the limiting beliefs and negativity of your mind, because it seems like the default strategy of the mind and the brain is to be pretty damn negative, to worry, be concerned, see danger where there's not, see threats of disapproval where it's not. And actually, we very rarely check things out to see if we really are being disapproved of, or endangered, or be taken advantage of, or not cared about. We just jump to the conclusion that that's the way it is, because that's what we're thinking and that's what we're feeling. That's what I mean by the stories in your mind. So I want to tell you a little legend, a little parable called The Two Wolves That Live in Your Mind. So there are a lot of legends around this theme of love and hate. And this one goes back to a Cherokee, an ancient Cherokee story of a little boy who is playing with his cousin or brother, and they get in a fight. And the cousin or brother takes his toy, and the little boy, who's about 6, runs to his wise grandfather, who's the medicine man of the family. And he's crying, and the grandfather, in a very patient, empathetic way, says, "What's going on, little boy? You know, what's happening? It's a beautiful day here. Aren't you enjoying yourself?" A little boy starts screaming and yelling how much he hates his brother and wants to kill him. "He took my toy. I want to kill him. He's no good." And the grandfather looks at him very calmly, hears him out, gives him a minute or two to vent. And then he says, "You know, this reminds me of a story." And the little boy says, "What kind of story?" And the grandfather says, "Well, the story of the two wolves that live in your mind." "The two wolves that live in your mind," the little boy says. "What are you talking about? There's no wolf in my mind." And the old man says, "Oh, yes, there is. The first wolf is the wolf of hate. This is the wolf who wants to kill, who's jealous, who's competitive, angry, doesn't want to share, very stingy. Life is scarce, anger and disappointment and frustration. The other wolf is the wolf of love. And that's the wolf of generosity, the wolf of contribution, the wolf of playing together, the wolf of don't make a big deal out of too much. Don't take it so seriously. It's not personal." Little boy says, "Okay," and goes off and play. And about an hour or two later, has a thought. He says, "Well, if there are two wolves in my heart, I got to check this out." He goes back to his grandfather and says, Granddad, if there are two wolves that live in my heart, the wolf of hate, anger, and the wolf of love and creativity or contribution, which one wins? Which one's going to win?" And the grandfather smiles, hoping that the boy would catch this question. And he says, "Well, it all depends." "All depends upon what, Granddad?" "All depends on what," the boy says. And the grandfather bends over gently and says, "It depends upon which one you're feeding. If you feed the wolf of hate, you will have the wolf of hate will take you over. If you feed the wolf of love and contribution and helping people out and not taking it so personally, that wolf will grow. So you either grow up with a wolf of hate in your heart or wolf of love." What I liked about the legend is that it really points to the stories we get attracted to and the stories we get addicted to. So in my way of looking at it, extraordinary life, we go through life either as victims, survivors, or navigators. And if you want to find out how you're going through life, go on my website, navigatingforsuccess.com, and take my Are You a Navigator questionnaire. And it will give you a very clear picture of, are you living life, thinking about life like a victim, a survivor, or a navigator. Okay? At least that gives you the information. And now what we're looking at over the series is the toolkit to live a life of a navigator, to live an extraordinary life of success, accomplishment, and happiness. So last week I started to give you the formula, of passion. Success is passion plus goals plus high impact actions, taking the right actions to get you to the right goals and being resilient, and gave you a couple exercises over the last couple weeks. One is, if you like, write down your strengths, write down your weaknesses, and think about any limiting beliefs you might have that really keep you stuck in the wolf of hate. Like, not good enough, everybody gets their win but I don't, people take advantage of me, life sucks, it's too hard, I can't do it, I'm not smart enough, don't have enough money. These are limiting beliefs, and the beliefs, just like believing the wolf of hate, will contaminate your mind, take you over, and that's what your life will show up like. The story of your mind becomes the life you live. So you need to, if you want to get out of this trap of having a story that you hate and that makes your life pretty miserable, you need to first recognize the story you're telling yourself, learn to give up limiting beliefs, and start changing your thinking. Change your thinking, change your brain, change your destiny. That's how it works. Not easy, but you gotta practice it. So you need to consciously create a new story, a story worth living into, a story of your life that you love. So my new story that I created, I didn't get born with this. In fact, I grew up being first a victim, then during my adolescence, early adulthood, moving into survivorhood, and then in my adulthood, learning the distinctions and skills and attitudes and beliefs of navigation. And so, therefore, I'm living an extraordinary life. It's working out pretty well. So, you need to consciously create a new story that's more empowering. See, because the mind is, by nature, negative. It tends to worry. It tends to have like a smoke detector in the back of your mind, way in the back of your mind, that's alerting you all the time to fire, fire, fire. It gives you lots of false positives. In other words, it says danger where there's no danger. Now, the reason it does that is because if there is a fire and you are in danger, you need to take action. But the problem is it's false alarm most of the time. So you need to check to see, is this fear or anxiety or worry real? Does it make any sense? Is there any other way? Can I look at the situation? And do I have a belief? So my belief is I'm living a life of creativity and joyful abundance. That's my new story. My new story is creativity, joyful abundance. I attract abundance with ease and joy. Not necessarily money. It'd be nice if I had that. Sometimes I do get money. But most of the time it's joyful relationships, enjoying my day, enjoying my body, enjoying even the story in my mind, particularly when it's telling me a bad story. I just got to notice it and watch it like a movie. I just don't believe my movie any longer. And that's what I'm inviting you to do, is watch the movie but don't believe it. And actually to create a powerful possibility or vision to live into. Like last week when I was talking about Dick Vermeil, the legendary football coach who took the Rams, he took over 3 wins, 13 losses in 3 years to the Super Bowl and won the Super Bowl. Pretty astounding. He had to give up his limiting beliefs of not good enough and create a new one called contribution, build winning teams, and really help his players become the best possible so they could live great lives even beyond the Super Bowl. So what we're talking about is the toolkit, the Navigator's Toolkit. So today is Labor Day Monday. I thought I'd take a few minutes and kind of introduce this notion of the stories in your mind. And maybe this week you can look at the stories you're telling yourself. Are they negative or positive? You have any limiting beliefs that make you feel bad? If so, you don't have to believe them. You can just notice them and say, enough, go away, goodbye. I love you, mind. Thanks for trying to help me, but you're useless. So, and create a day worth living into. In other words, creating an extraordinary life of success, accomplishment, and happiness. So next week, I'm going to get back to the formula and also resiliency. Like, what's the formula? What does it look like? And how do you keep bouncing back no matter what? Okay? Anyway, happy Labor Day. Hope you're enjoying the day and not getting stuck in traffic, which I will be in a little while. Love you all. And oh, by the way, if you want to check out my books, go on Amazon and definitely check out Navigating for Success. That will give you the formula. Navigating for Success by Moss Jackson on Amazon. If you don't get it, that's okay. Tune in anyway. See you next week. Bye.